Good morning, students. How you all are? Hope you all are well, and we are back in the English classes. Today in our class, we are going to start a poem. How to tell wild animals. This poem is from book First Flight, and this poem is written by Caroline Wells. So we will start the poem with the description of title of the poem. How to tell wild animal. So basically in this poem you will find that the poet is giving some of the hints about some animal. In this poem you will see about 7 animals who are living in jungle or forest. Basically when we were child we used to play a game who I am. Who I am. बूझो तो जाने भी बोलते हैं ना, in which some hints or clues will be given and you have to identify the thing or personality. So in the same way in this poem the poet is giving hints of some animal and from that hint you have to understand the animal. This poem is a humorous poem. Humorous poem means this poem does not have a strong and effective message, but still it creates some kind of humor in identifying the wild animals living in jungle. So first we will read each paragraph. There are total 6 paragraphs in this poem. In this 6 paragraph, poet is saying about 7 animals. Okay, students. So first we will read the each paragraph. We will discuss hard words. We will discuss the explanation and poetic devices used in this poem. So can we start, students? So take your book and we will start the poem. Paragraph 1 or stanza 1. If ever you should go by chance to jungle in the east, and if there should to you advance a large and tawny beast, if he roars at you, you are dying, you will know it is Asian lion. So first we will discuss the hard words. Tawny. This word is in the 4th line. Tawny means yellowish brown color. है ना? You can see a lion. है ना? Lion, who is called the king of jungle. Basically, lion skin's color is referred to tawny. That means yellowish brown or orangish brown. Dying. That means time of dying. है ना? So now we will discuss the meaning of this paragraph. What poet is saying? If ever you should go by chance. That means poet is saying that if by mistake or by any cause or any reason you are going to, that poet is saying in the second line, to a jungle in the east. That means poet is saying if sometime or some days you are going to jungles in the east. East, definitely you know the direction, and basically the eastern part, in our eastern part we have so many numbers of Asian lions. The eastern part of Asia we have so much number of this lion. That's why the poet is specially saying that jungles of east. And if there should to you advance a large and tawny beast, means you have to imagine that you are somewhere in the jungles of east, you are advancing and you saw a beast. Beast मतलब बहुत बड़ा, बहुत भयानक राक्षस है ना, huge, enormous, a person with huge and enormous body. So if you are in jungle in east and you see somebody very humorous, very enormous, like a beast, he is a tawny beast. Tawny is the color of lion, so he is an Asiatic or Asian lion. If he roars at you, you are dying. You will know it is Asian lion. So definitely if you had ever visited a zoo or jungle safari, you might be familiar with the lion's roar. It's very sharp and very strong. So what our poet is saying? The poet is saying that even you just listen to the roar of a lion, that is sufficient, you will die. Means उसकी जरूरत ही नहीं कि शेर आए उनको खाए, but just listen to the sound of this static lion, and you will be dying out of fear. So explanation is finished. Now we will discuss the rhyming scheme. Students, a single rhyming scheme is used in all the 6 paragraphs. The rhyming scheme is A, B, A, B, C, C. The pattern of rhyming scheme is unique throughout the poem, and rhyming scheme is A, B, A, B, C, C. That also we will understand. If you look the word chance and advance, first and third line, chance and advance, both the words are rhyming. So we have written A. Okay. For chance and advance, the last word of first and third line. Now look at the last word of second and fourth line, east and beast. East and beast, these both words are rhyming. That means second and fourth line last word. So for it we have written B. Now look at the last 2 words of last 2 lines, dying and lion. So these both words are also rhyming. So we have written C. So the rhyming scheme of the poem is A B A B C C. Clear, students? Now we will move towards second paragraph. Or if sometime when roaming round, a noble wild beast greets you with black strips on a yellow ground, just notice if he eats you. This simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger to discern. So first we will discuss about the difficult word noble. He is a noble person. That means a very simple, very decent person. Greets you. Greet matlab to welcome. Then discern means detect, recognize, identify, किसी को पहचानना. So all the hard words were discussed. Now we will go towards the meaning of these lines. So what poet is saying? Or if sometime when roaming round, a noble wild beast greets you. So again you are somewhere in the wild jungle, you are in a forest, and if you are roaming and a wild beast means again बहुत बड़ा कोई राक्षस, if a beast greets you, then who is he? He is a person with black strips on yellow ground. So you all know the tiger, है ना? They are having yellow body with black strips. Okay, black and yellow strips. So if you are in jungle, you look at a beast, बहुत बड़ा कुछ दिखता है, who is having black and yellow strips on his body. You have to put a simple rule. वो simple rule क्या होगा? He is a lion. He is a Bengal tiger. So whenever you are in the forest, you confront a very big beast who is having yellow and black strips. So you are confronting a Bengal tiger. In the first paragraph, the poet was saying about the king of jungle, about lion. So what is it? Even he does not eat you. You will just listen to the voice of the lion and you will be dying. But here, the tiger will eat you, and you can understand that the bushy beast with this black and yellow strip is our Bengal tiger. Now we will go towards third paragraph. Now we will start with the third stanza of the poem. If strolling forth a beast you view, who hide with spots is peppered, as soon as he was slept on you, you will know it is leopard. 'Twill do on good to roar with pain, he will only lap and lap again. So first we will discuss about the difficult words. Strolling. Strolling means walking casually. Walking casually means ऐसे ही कहीं घूमना. Forth means forward. Second line, peppered, P-E-P-P-E-R-E-D, peppered means dotted, है ना, spotted. Third line we can see that L-E-P-T, leapt. Okay, about this I will say in the, okay, we will discuss. One word is leapt, L-E-P-T, leapt. Then you come to the last line, L-E-P, leapt and leapt. These three words are written with the wrong spellings, है ना. Correct spelling क्या होगा? L-E-P-T, leapt, that is misspelled. Correct spelling will be L-E-A-P-T. Okay, leap. और लास्ट जो दो वर्ड है L-E-P, leapt and leapt, that is L-E-A-P. Okay, I am writing it here, L-E-A-P, leap, and L-E-A-P-T, leapt. These are the correct spelling, but poet had used it in a wrong way. Actually, it's not wrong. This poetic device is called poetic license. Poetic license. इसका क्या मतलब होता है? Poets have a license. उनके पास ये power है that they can change the spellings of some word for making the poem more rhyming. Means poem को एक rhyming form में लेके आने के लिए, if they want, they can change some of the spellings of some word. So these both words are example of poetic license, है ना. Poetic license means poet के पास ये अधिकार रहता है, he can change some of the spellings of word as you had seen in this paragraph. Three words were wrongly spelled. These were examples of poetic license. So hard words were discussed. Now we will start with the explanation of third paragraph. If strolling forth a beast you view. So what poet is saying that in the first paragraph we had seen that you are entered a jungle in the east. In second paragraph also poet said if you have advanced, means तुम थोड़ा और आगे निकल गए हो. Now in third paragraph again poet is saying that if you have walked casually to more farther or move forward, and if you see a beast, okay, whose hide with spots in peppered. So now if you are seeing a beast with so many spots in her body, है ना. The first beast in the paragraph, first was an Asian lion which was of tawny color. Then in the second paragraph the beast was having black and yellow stripes, and in the third paragraph the beast is having spots in his body. As soon as he was leapt on you, leapt means छलांग मारना, means जैसे ही वो beast तुमको देखेगा, the beast will give a jump on you or he will jump on you. You will know it is my leopard. I will do no good to roar with pain. He will only leapt and leapt again. So what poet is saying that suppose you are in a forest and you are moving advance, है ना, and you see a beast with so many spots in his body, then it is no doubt it is a leopard. First sign the poet has said he was having so many spots on you. Then second sign what poet is saying that he will jump on you, है ना. Second sign he will jump on you, and then definitely if a very big beast will jump on us, we will be in pain. हमको बहुत दर्द देगा. जब हम जोर जोर से चिल्लाएंगे, at that time this leopard will keep us in his arms, and again we will be died. So in this way the poet is saying that if a beast is having some spots in his body and he jump on you, then definitely it is a leopard. Now we will turn the page and we will come to the fourth paragraph. If when you were walking round your yard, you meet a creature there who hugs you very very hard, be sure it is a bear. If you have any doubt, I guess he will give you just one more caress. So first we will discuss about the hard words. In the first line you can see yard. Yard means a plot or lawn, means हमारे घर का सामने का area, yard. Okay. Then come to the last line of this paragraph, caress. Caress means gently or softly. So definitely in this poem, even you can look at these pictures, है ना, or for every paragraph one picture is also given that you can identify the animal or you can tell the which animal it is. So the fourth paragraph is about bear, and poet is saying that now you are not in jungle. For first three animal you are in the jungle, but for fourth paragraph you are not in jungle. You are somewhere in your yard. That means an area near to your house. And if there is a creature, what word is used here? Creature. If, definitely you know that in the first three words the poet has used the word beast. Poet कौन सा word use किए थे? Beast for all the animal. But in the fourth paragraph the poet has used word creature. Creature means more or less like human being. Means थोड़ा बहुत हमारे जैसा. Means दो पैर हो सकते, दो हाथ हो सकते, someone or someone just like us. So in the fourth paragraph, the poet is saying about a creature who is just like us. And what he will do, he will hug you tightly. That means hold you tightly. And still if you have some doubt which animal it is, he will just gently press you. So in this paragraph you can see that poet is giving some positive vibes about the bear. That is one such animal who will not make you any harm. If you are living in your yard or somewhere standing in your yard, if some animal comes and hugs you gently, very softly, you need not to fear. Means तुमको डरने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. He is a very humble, very gentle bear. So this thing is our poet is saying, है ना? I am not saying this thing. And ऐसा कभी मत करना कि तुमको कोई भालू दिखा and you just go and hug the bear. You will not be in a safe zone. Okay, the poet is just expressing his view, but bear is also not a very safe animal. So anyhow, you don't you listen to the poet, but please don't follow the poet. Okay, students. Now we will move to the fifth paragraph. In the fifth paragraph, only in fifth paragraph, the poet is describing about two animals, two wild animals. Though to distinguish beast of prey, a novice might nonplus, the crocodile you always may. Tell from the hyena thus, hyenas come with the many smiles, but if they were weak, they were crocodile. So first we will discuss about the hard words in this stanza. First is a compound word, beast of prey. Beasts of prey. First line you can see that beast of prey. Beast of prey का क्या मतलब होता है? Hunting animals. Hunting animal means you can see the tiger. Tiger दूसरे animal को मार के खाता है. You can see the snakes. They also eat rat, frog and so many things. Even you can take crocodile. They also eat the fishes in the ponds and rivers. So such kind of animal who hunt, they are called beast of prey. Now in the second line, word novice, N-O-V-I-C-E, novice means new, कुछ नया. The same line, nonplus, N-O-N-P-L-U-S, nonplus means confused, in dilemma, समझ में नहीं आ रहा है what it is, है ना? So what one more word is there. Last line of the fifth paragraph, weep, W-E-E-P, weep means to cry, रोना, है ना? So what poet is saying that suppose you are confused between a beast of prey means जो दूसरों को hunt करता है, and a gentle animal जो बहुत soft है. So what you have to do is, suppose you are new. The second line what poet is saying that you are new, you are confused that who is the beast of prey and who is an innocent animal. So what you have to do, you have to look at the crocodile and hyena. Means the poet is saying about two animals, one is crocodile and one hyena. Means in front of you there are two animals, one is crocodile and one is hyena, and you are not able to understand that which animal is dangerous. That means जो beast of prey है जो दूसरों को hunt करता है और जो दूसरा कम harm करता है. So what you have to do, you have to look at the hyena with merry smiles. Merry मतलब छोटे छोटे है ना, happily. So जो animal smile कर रहा होगा वो कौन सा animal होगा? Hyena. And the animal which is weeping, which is crying, it will be crocodile. Maybe you have listened that मगरमच्छ के आंसू, crocodile tears, है ना? So what poet is saying that if you are confused that which animal is good, which animal is bad between hyena and crocodile, the animal which is smiling Aina, he will be good, and the other animal who is crying, he will be beast of prey. Now we will move towards the last paragraph. The true chameleon is small, a lizard sort of thing. He hasn't any ears at all, and not a single wing. If there is nothing on the tree, this chameleon you see. So in this paragraph there is no difficult word, but tis है ना, tis is also an example of poetic device, जहाँ पे poet ने poet has written this to tis, है ना. This is an example of poetic device, poetic license, where poet can use or make some change or alteration in the spelling. So what our poet is saying that if you don't know about chameleon, chameleon means garden lizard, है ना. garden lizard जो हमको garden lizard दिखता है, if you are not aware of it, so what the poet is saying that he's saying three hints for him. He is saying three things about a chameleon. The first one is that he does not have ears. उसके पास कान नहीं है. He is not having wings. उसके पास पंख नहीं है. And second, if you don't see anything in the tree, means अगर आपको पेड़ में कुछ भी नहीं दिख रहा है, then definitely one chameleon is there. The poet is saying this because I hope you all are aware about the unique quality or property of chameleon, है ना. They can change their color according to the circumstances to hide themselves. Means वो अपने आप को बचाने के लिए क्या करते हैं, अपने कलर को चेंज कर देते हैं. So in the same way, what poet is saying that suppose you are in your garden, you see an animal who is not having ears and wings, and still if you are confused, you see that there is no animal in the tree, then definitely it is the chameleon. So in this way our poem is finished. We have discussed rhyming scheme, that's one thing. Apart from this we had seen the poetic license. Poetic license जहाँ पे poet के पास ये power रहता है that he can make change in some of the words to make the poem more rhyming. That also we have discussed. So you have to write the word meanings and we will discuss question answers too. Okay students? So students, already we have discussed the poem, and I had given one homework that you have to write word meaning, and even you have to write the question answers. So we will just discuss those answers and you can write it in your copy after this lesson. Page number 45, question number 1. Does dying really rhyme with lion? Can you say it as such a way that it does? So actually it's not correctly right. No, dying does not rhyme with lion. It is for the reason that poet has used dying, so that when we pronounce it rhyme with lion. So it is an example of poetic device that we have already discussed. Question number 2. How does the poet suggest that to identify the lion and tiger when you do so according to him? So in the first and second paragraph we have seen that one thing was common, they both were beasts, but difference was first appearance, that means he was tawny, that yellowish brown color. The other one was having strips on his body. The lion, even if he will roar, we are afraid and the lion can eat you. So these were some of the differences that we had discussed in the poem. Question number 3. Do you think the word left and left in the third stanza are spelled correctly? Why does the poet spell them like this? That also we have discussed here. So it was an example of poetic license where to make it more rhyming with the line. The poet has used these words with the wrong spellings. Question number 4. Do you think what a bear hug is, it is friendly or strong hug such as bears are thought to give as they attack you again. Hyenas are thought to laugh and crocodiles to weep as they swallow their victims. Are these similar expression popular ideas about wild animal in your own language? So basically, it depends upon language to language. When we say that crocodile tears, means ऐसा नहीं कि crocodile is crying, but when it opens his mouth to swallow its prey, it stretches and causes to come tears from his ear. In the same way, these hyenas are not laughing, but their face is one such face that it appears it is laughing. And as bears, they are very having lumpy body, so it seems to appear very gentle, but it is not like that. Question number 5. Look at the line, a novice mind nonplussed. How would you write this correctly? Why is the poet's incorrect line better in the poem? So again, it was an example of poetic license where poet had made some changes for its rhyming scheme, and it can be correctly written as a novice might be nonplussed. B को हमको उसमें ऐड करना पड़ेगा. Question number 6 and 7, that is an oral kind of question that you don't write in your classwork copy. If you want, you can write in the homework section, because these two questions are not that question that will come in your exam, but we will discuss here. Can you find some other examples of poet taking liberties with language, either in English or in your own language? Can you find examples of humorous poem in your own language? So what you have to do, you have to search for the humorous poems in your own language that you can write in your homework part. Now question number 7. Much of the humor in the poem arises from the way the language is used. Although the ideas are funny as well, if there are particular lines in the poem that are especially liked, share this with your class, speaking briefly about what it is about idea or language that you like or funny. So definitely I hope you all have enjoyed this poem, and if any part of the poem that you had enjoyed most, that also you have to share. So anyhow, right now we cannot share it. If you want, you can share it in the comment box, or you can write it in the homework section of your classwork copy. So in this way our chapter is finished. So you write the word meanings and question answers in your copy. And remember students, maybe school will be closed for a long time and we will not able to meet. So keep your copies up to date, and keep touch with your book, because you are in class 10. You have to work little more hard from other students. Okay students, thank you.